I never understood it. That's why I stayed quiet for so long. Because I didn't want to come across as the disgruntled person that got kicked out the group and whatever. I had success on my own. God bless me. I was able to own my own publishing. So I'm good with it. Yeah. But it was just that this same narrative kept going on. And every time you heard the story, it was a total different story.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, stop. Enough is enough.
Yeah. Now, the first track that we have on the album that you sang was You Can Call Me Crazy. Now, we heard different stories about that, Mr. I'll Be Sure and stuff, but what happened with that particular track? The writing?
Well, that track, again, I got so pissed where I had to call I think it was one day last year, I saw Teddy and Andre Harrell, God rest in peace, Andre.
Yeah.
But I saw them on a forum talking. And I heard Teddy also just last month having an interview, and he said how Timmy was supposed to sing the song. He was singing the song, but Timmy got mad at Gene and left out the studio. And then Gene said, yo, just put old boy on it. And Teddy said, who you talking about? Timmy's not here to finish the song. And he said, you know who I'm talking about. And it was out. That was a farce. That was a fucking farce. That never happened. What the real story is, Teddy and I produced I'll Be Sure.
Oh.
When Andre wanted to sign Guy, rest in peace, Andre. Teddy and I did If I'm Not Your Lover for Al, and we did You Can Call Me Crazy. If you look at the credits, you'll see written by Timmy Gatling and Teddy Riley. Produced by Timmy Gatling and Teddy Riley. If I'm Not Your Lover with Slick Rick. We also did You Can Call Me Crazy. But we were working on Guy simultaneously because Andre Harrell gave us a big ass deal. So we were going back and forth. But Teddy was already known as a hot producer. So Teddy stopped everything just to finish up Guy, to work on Guy, because he was still getting demands to do hip hop. But it's like, what, the little money he was getting for that, because Teddy wasn't getting no big money for Heavy D in the beginning at all. He getting a couple $1,000, even for Keith Sweat. I doubt if he made 20 grand for that whole first album. But with Guy, Andre gave us a deal for $500,000, so that became the priority, a legitimate priority. So he asked us to write for I'll Be Sure. So we wrote If I'm Not Your Lover, You Call Me Crazy. But when Gene came into the picture and we were writing songs for the Guy record, Gene said that song is too good. We taking it back.
Okay.
We're taking it back. Timmy, you gonna sing the song, because it's your song anyway. It was my song. I gave it to Al and said, okay, I could write others. So that's why Al vocals was on the song. But if you listen to the record, Al sing the first verse, and then if you listen carefully, I'm singing all of the second verse.
Oh.
Okay. So it makes sense. If why would I be singing the second verse to a song if I left the song and gave it to Al? Why would he be singing the first verse?
Yeah. What was how did Al take it that you're taking back a song that he'd already started working on? Was he upset?
Me and Al is very close. Me and Al, we don't see each other every day, don't talk every day, but Al just sent me a text 2-3 days ago. And me and Al is dope, and he knows you too. Yeah, he knows you. He knows about you too because he commented on the halftime chat.
Okay.
Or the flyers and the videos you kept sending out. So me and Al are still cool, but he understood. Al has always been a charming business type person. He understood. He didn't like it.
Yeah. But
he understood. And at the time, we was the only one that was on Uptown at the time was Heavy D, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Guy.
Okay.
So we was newcomers, the first band. He had the Uptown Girls or whatever.
Yeah.
But we were the first self-contained. Even though Al and Kyle West wrote, they were the first self-contained. I'll take that back. Al and Kyle West and Heavy D, they wrote their stuff, but it was still, they had help. Guy was the first coming into this. First, let's take it over. First self-contained, executive produce our own record, everything.
Wow.
So we was the first ones to do that on Uptown.
Now,
but yeah, You Can Call Me Crazy was a song that we wrote for Al. And then Gene said, take it back. And that's why it's on the Guy album.
Wow. Now, when he said that, did you guys not think, well, no, I could write another one? Or did you think, yeah, it's a hot record, yeah, we should take it back? I mean, you personally, how did you take it when Gene was saying?
I told him, like, why are we doing that? If we giving somebody something and they paid us for, why are we gonna do that? It was like, why? It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It's like, especially, we had so many other songs in the can. Me and Teddy was writing and having songs done every day. Me, Teddy, and Aaron. So it's like, okay, what? But it was a power move, that I didn't necessarily like. Some power moves are called for, but this was unnecessary to me. It was like, that don't make sense.
Yeah. You noticed what was happening, and was it like, and we see in some films where they all vote and say, yeah, we vote for you out, like they did to Bobby Brown. How did the exits happen?
Well, once I got married, I moved to Arlington, Virginia. Me and my wife we were young, moved to Arlington, Virginia. But I thought that wasn't a big problem because Gene lived in Virginia. So we were still going back and forth. And on the New Jersey Turnpike, it's only 3 to 4 hours. So I was always going back and forth anyway. But I noticed that a week or two passed by, I haven't heard from Aaron or Teddy. And this is after Gene gave us a little bit of our advance. And I was pissed about that. Why is Gene giving us our advance? Just wire it into our account. But Gene gave us our advance through Western Union. I'm like, I don't like this. That means he has POA. He has control of the bag. We don't. So I was already in Teddy's ear saying, this ain't right, man. So, and then he tried to get us to sign this thick ass contract before we actually got signed. It's just that Uptown Records, Andre Harrell moved so fast that once we signed the Uptown Records, that's when Gene hit us with his contract. So I wasn't gonna sign that at all. So I noticed 1 or 2 weeks passed by, I haven't heard from Teddy, Gene. Even if I haven't heard from Gene, I should damn sure hear from Aaron and Teddy. Mm-hmm. So I called Gene up and said, yo, what's up? Y'all all right? Why y'all ain't calling me anything? We did the photo shoot, big photo shoot. We did all kind of stuff together. So as soon as I heard the tone of Gene's voice, I knew something wasn't right. Teddy never called me. Aaron never called me. Gene and I had a verbal, old-fashioned cussing out each other. I mean, it was old-fashioned. I mean, you. What are you trying to do? This is my group. No, it ain't. I'm taking the group. Wow. And I'm taking it and consider yourself not part of the group anymore. I was like, you. I said, you could have a group. God gave me that when he gave me. It was stuff that shouldn't have been said, that was said and whatever. And that was it. Now I'm out the group. I cried like a baby though. Once I got off that phone, I cried like a newborn baby because I was hurt.
Wow.
For so many different emotions. But once I finished crying, I spent 2 or 3 days crying. It was like, okay, it's time to get back on the horse and see what I can do. And I went right back because Gene and Teddy couldn't even get a record deal when we first started out. Me and a friend of mine named David Peasley, a white guy who wrote for Dance Music Magazine at the time, he had a relationship with Tommy Boy. And what started the bidding was that we went to Tommy Boy and we got the deal. And then I called Gene and Teddy back and said, we got a deal. Y'all couldn't get one, but I got one. It was just like that. But once we got that deal, Teddy and I had wrote a song for Orange Juice Jones, so we was connected to Russell as well, Russell Simmons. And Russell told Andre, go get them boys. So that's when Andre known for outbidding everybody back then, because he had the pocketbook. And even though we could verbally committed to Tommy Boy, when Andre came along with that money, we had to say, okay, we're going with Uptown.
Wow.
So Junior and Teddy didn't even get the first record deal. Period. Teddy will tell you that if you confront him.
So you, after having this verbal with Gene, and he says you're out the group, could he do that though? How could he kick you out the group? Well, did he have any power?
He couldn't really kick me out because I signed no contract. But by then he had Teddy and Aaron in the headlock. I didn't know whether they signed or whatever, but it was obvious that they signed. So that's what made me like, okay, I'm fighting a losing battle over here. If he got Aaron and Teddy, because one thing I knew, and it wasn't wisdom or whatever, it was just God giving me insight. I knew he wouldn't even have pulled that stunt if Teddy and Aaron would have said, nah, we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. But obviously, they agreed to it. That's facts. They agreed. You know, we with you, Gene. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't hold no animosity, but I'm giving you truth. Yeah. That's all. I'm telling the truth. And sometimes the truth can be harsh, but that's what they did. And basically left me, even though, you know, I've forgiven them, but at that particular time, whatever, they left me for dead. They didn't know. They didn't care. Wow. It was like they would focus on them. And I give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, we were young. But at the same time, loyalty and friendship, a character trait to me is a character trait. Yeah. We were babies together, so how could you do that?
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.